Everybody there tonight. Like I said earlier, I plan to do this I plan to do the rest of the council scenes before going to bed as soon as I got done with work. So here we are to make good on that statement. Alright, now, let's see. For now, it's the Diplomatic Council. And yeah. Let's see, I see you've been sent to keep an eye on me. With what Laekonomi said. After describing what the Diplomatic Council is and why I need it. Alright. Call her out on her whole reason for being here. Right. Whatever gave you that idea, Commander? I'm not an overseer. I'm your loyal advisor. I do not intend to meddle in the way you run things. Just consult with you in cases where the price of error is too high. Put your trust in me and we'll get along swimmingly. After all, none of us here want to see Cheliax and Drama at each other's throats, trying to settle their dispute by using their influence on us as political leverage. Am I wrong? And I doubt you would like it if we made enemies in the ranks of Nerosian nobility who would attempt to undermine your war efforts. This won't happen as long as you trust my experience. Cheliax. Infernal Cheliax remains one of the most powerful military nations in the Inner Sea region. Its control of the Arch of Arodin, the passage between the Inner Sea and the Arcadian Ocean, also gives it a vital role in much of the region's trade. Nevertheless, as important as the nation may be today, it pales in comparison to its former imperial glories. Today, Cheliax suffers from extreme diabolism and tyranny, which prevent it from truly achieving its full potential. Internal observers, including the new nobility of Cheliax, firmly believe that Asmodeus and Hel serve Cheliax and assist in maintaining the power necessary for Cheliax to assume its rightful role among the leading nations of the Inner Sea. And then on to the next one. Drama. What is that? The Calistocracy of Drama is a land glutting itself on the wealth of trade, ruled by the high prophet of a strange secular religion that values wealth and trade above any deity. This religion permeates every level of Drumish society. As followers of the prophecies of Calistrade favor each other in all business deals, while other religions are tolerated in Druma, their followers rarely go far, as the majority of the resplendent bureaucracy which runs Druma is made up of followers of the prophecy. Okay. Tell me more about the Royal Council. What is it? The Royal Council, operating under Her Majesty, is the highest governing body in Mendev, and comprises her most able and trusted servants. It is responsible for day-to-day matters of state. They are the hands and the voice of the Queen. The Council has gathered people from all walks of life. Some of them are nobles, but many more are citizens of humble origins who earn their positions through their wit. Many are rich, but a fair number of them are of more humble means. Some are pious and pure of heart, like Lord Inquisitor Kasori and Captain Jasper of the Crusader Heralds. Others are more flexible and ambitious, but each of them faithfully serves Mendev's cause. I have a question about the composition of this council. Do you find someone's presence surprising? Socio has never had Socio has never had to deal with diplomatic concerns before. That won't be a problem. In my homeland, Tianxia invited clerics and paladins of Shelyn, the Lady of Chrysanthemums, to take part in diplomatic missions is a common practice. They may not be politicians, but they are perceptive, advocate peace, and favor balanced solutions. I'm flattered by the respect that the worshippers of my goddess receive in Lady Konomi's homeland. Socio bows his head courteously. I won't let you down, Mendel, and I'll make every effort to prevent our friends from becoming our enemies. Why did you want Dayron to take part in the council? Why? Because of Count Arenday's influence, naturally. He's a Mendevian aristocrat. The nobility will be inclined to listen to his opinion. And by ensuring the support of the nobles, we'll find ourselves powerful allies. Dayron sneers back at her. Oh, believe me, Lady Konomi, I will exert all my effort and influence to make this council's job exciting. Why did you choose Lan to join the council? We diplomats call this little trick Mysterious Garundai Prince. During negotiations, it's always useful to have on your side a representative of some obscure but potentially populous and powerful nation, without knowing what they're up against and how many mongrels there are. Our diplomatic partners will have to contend with this dark horse. So, Mr. Lan will be our mongrel prince. If we're negotiating with foreign ambassadors, and I make this sign, Lady Konomi crosses her fingers in an intricate gesture. You immediately start talking about how offensive their proposition is to the Mongol people. Do we have a deal, Mr. Lan? Lan scoffs and glowers at Lady Konomi. I suspected that the word diplomat was synonymous with fraud, but I thought you would be deceiving me, not deceiving others with my help. No, that's not an option. I can represent the mongrels in negotiations, but I'm not going to lie for my teeth. Tell me about yourself, Lady Konomi. Who are you? Lady Konomi lowers her eyes in a show of modesty. It's unbecoming of a diplomat to talk about themselves at length, but how am I to refuse you? I come from Tianxia, from the noble Kitsune. Like any Kitsune, I have always been curious to a fault, and my adventures brought me to Avestan. And here, in your lands, I met my first and true love, politics. I've served as a diplomat in the courts of 6 different sovereigns. But working for Her Majesty turned out to be the most interesting of all. Such riveting webs of intrigues and interests are spun around the crusade and the world ruined. Everything is clear to me now. In that case, why don't we discuss our first pressing diplomatic issue? What's on the Council's agenda today? I hate to say it, Commander, but not everyone in Neurosian is pleased with your progress. Some believe that, to use their words, you are out of control and fancy yourself an independent leader. It wouldn't surprise me if you encountered supply disruptions in the near future. I would suggest quelling their anger. Show the capital you haven't forgotten about the chain of command. For example, you could hold a parade in honor of Her Majesty. If we need to demonstrate that we're keeping Nerosian in mind, why don't we invite the capital's high priest to Dresden for a religious festival? It'll be appropriate, and the church's support will shield us from accusations of schemers. Pander to the naysayers? I think not. I propose we hold a parade in your honor, Mendel. This is your victory, and if Cousin Galfrey wants to show off in front of the soldiers, she's welcome to capture something of her own. Lan's eyes flashed with anger. Are they out of their mind? They've got a whole Dresden full of soldiers who need medicine, food, and weapons. Until everyone has been taken care of, we can't waste a single coin on pointless celebrations. What did I do to incur Nerosian's discontent? You were too good. You reclaimed Canabris, you won the Battle of Dresden, you're a menace to the world wound. Your authority grows, and the influence of the Queen's confidence diminishes. This creates the impression that there's only enough space for you at the top. The members of the Royal Council are afraid that you will muscle them out of their political arena altogether. After all, if you're doing so well, maybe Her Majesty doesn't need them that much. Therefore, they might try to discredit you, impede your war effort, reduce the scale of your victories, make some concessions, and they'll see that you're open to negotiations. I want to hear the opinions of my advisors. Lady Konami gives you a look of surprise. Whatever for? Aren't the wishes of the capital obvious enough? Although, very well, let us hear their counsel. Socio, how does inviting the high priest to the festival help us? Alright. Without a doubt, we should remain loyal to the Queen and respect the hierarchy. But that doesn't mean we have to kowtow to the Royal Council whenever they ask. I think we should neither do their bidding nor seek to quarrel with them. Rather, we should try to make them take the middle path. The High Priest of Nerosian is a powerful figure, yet he's not a schemer or a politician. By inviting him to the festival, we'll show that we're not cutting ties with Nerosian, and let them know that we have influential friends and are not about to buckle under the Royal Council. Darren, what's the point of taunting the capital by throwing a parade in my honor? There is a fine line between taunting and setting boundaries, and between showing respect and putting on a collar. Mind you, I'm not suggesting anything treasonous or disrespectful. A parade in honor of the true hero of Dresden and Canabris. What could be more natural than that? Besides, a healthy amount of disobedience guarantees that people won't pester you with lectures and nonsense as often. A dozen tutors responsible for my upbringing can attest to that. Provoking the capital would be unwise. We're trying to avoid unpleasant consequences, not expedite them. I'm sure that was merely an extravagant jest on the Count's part. Lan, do you think ignoring the capital's worries is a good idea? And what are they going to do about it? We're the ones protecting them from the demons, not the other way around. Having loyalties from the capital is great, but there are more important things, like having the loyalty of our own soldiers. When the demons come, what will we do? Shake our fists and say we've got powerful friends in Nerosian? Why, that's true. Who needs to stay friends with those who supply you with provisions, recruits, and weapons? And there's certainly no reason to fear that base jealousy and envy at the sight of your glory might get the better of their common sense, because that has never happened before. Lady Konami, what good will a parade in Her Majesty's honor do? It will be symbolic and affordable. Show them how much you respect and value Her Majesty. Make a curtsy to those who pay for your arrows, swords, and bread. The Royal Council has power. You wouldn't want to turn those patrons into adversaries and test whose influence is greater, yours or theirs. Please them, and they will stop worrying about your loyalty, and you will be able to focus on your war. So let me get this straight. Hiding behind our backs and buying their safety from the demon invasion with bread and other people's lives is a new form of charity? Are you sure we shouldn't go to them, drop to our knees, and thank them for allowing us to die in this war? Everything is clear. Then I will arrange for the organization of festivities in Queen Galfrey's name. Let's see. Nox Religious Feast. Commander's Parade. Helping those in need. Parade. Alright, we'll do. I'm gonna try to be as good as I can. This seems pretty good. Land, spend the funds we have to help those in need. It's more important than any parades. A moment, Commander. I understand that you're used to being the highest authority in all matters, but political decisions are an exception. I am a professional in this field, you are not. By ignoring my recommendations, you are not only deliberately seeking in conflict with the capital, but disregarding common sense as well. I urge you to reconsider. You think you have the right to talk back to me? No, I'm not gonna be able. You've invited my companions to the diplomatic council and now you refuse to listen to their opinions? I'm simply suggesting that you give your companions time to find their feet in the council and to grasp the principles of being a diplomat. Also, if they weren't on the council, your decisions could be mistaken for the decrees of a tyrant. And that is definitely not the public image you need. Ah, now I understand the role that I've been given, Lady Konomi. I'm supposed to stand in a pretty doublet and keep my mouth shut. I can promise you the former, but not the latter. The needs of my soldiers are more important than the whims of your bureaucrats from the capital. Lady Konomi's voice hardens. I cannot challenge your decision. However, I have no choice but to inform the capital that you have disregarded my recommendations. Actions like these are precisely what gave Nerosian cause for concern, Commander. I hope you will revise this defiant stance in the future. That's right. And everyone who's unhappy with our actions can go ahead and leave their mansions in Nerosian and come here to tell us so in person. And if something happens to them along the way, we'll have just enough money to stitch their arms and legs back on. And with that, we can bring this meeting of the Diplomatic Council to a close. It is unfortunate that things were so tense, but I'm sure we'll soon have many more opportunities to resolve any misunderstandings between us. We're done. Next. The tall, gaunt half-elf salutes you solemnly. Commander, it is an honor to call this first meeting of the Military Council to order. I am Captain Odan, and I've been serving under your command ever since the assault on the Grey Garrison. I will do my best to be of as much use to you as possible in this role. The foundation of the military is cold calculation and discipline. These are the principles I will seek to impart to the Crusaders. If we are to win this war, we must forget about mercy. For our enemies, for our troops, and for ourselves. Well, Commander, your sister Sela is no renowned general, but she spent half her life tussling with evil. It looks like I'll be stepping up on behalf of all of Iomede's faithful here. I hope my advice will prove useful. Okay. Captain Azan. The first issue on the Military Council's agenda is the reorganization of troops. Our infantry has been bled dry. The forces Her Majesty granted to us were enough to take Dresden away. To take Dresden. But we need more troops to hold it. Furthermore, the army was assembled in great haste after the assault on Canabris and was never adequately adept. Equipped. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have much time for redeployment. Our scouts report that a powerful Baylor, Karamzada, is already preparing a retaliatory strike on Dresden. But we can rely on freshly conscripted Mendevian soldiers. They may not have the skill, but our strength, as always. We can rely on freshly conscripted Mendevian soldiers. They may not have the skill, but our strength, as always, lies in the number and the fervor of the volunteers joining the Crusaders. We can't throw everyone into the meat grinder. We'll just have to get our youths out for nothing. Therefore, we'll just get our youths killed for nothing. We need to select the best among the recruits, or even better, hold a contest. The bravest and the most capable will join the Crusaders. The death count is always highest in the infantry. The death count is always highest in the infantry. Its purpose is to serve as a shield. It would be wise to invest our resources in hiring and training heavy footmen with shields to ensure maximum protection, even if it limits their mobility and makes them less threatening to the enemy. Alright. I tried my best, but I am really tired, so I'm going to try this again tomorrow. Alright. If somebody actually managed to drop by tonight, thank you for trying, but I cannot. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, please, take care.